Okay, here we are going to look at simplifying surds. Okay, but just a quick recap before we do that, we are just going to recall back to when we had to collect like terms. And if we can recall that we could only do things that had A's together and we could only do things that had B's together. We couldn't combine them. We couldn't do anything like that. So if I was to simplify this, do my A's, 5A take away A is 4A, 3B plus 6B is 9B, so plus 9B. It is this sort of thinking that I'm going to need to apply to adding and subtracting surds. Okay, here we've been asked what is 3 root 7 plus 8 root 7. And I can do this calculation because these are both root 7s. This is essentially the exact same question as 3a plus 8a. So I essentially want to know how many root 7s have I got altogether. So 3 plus 8 is 11, so I've got 11 root 7s. Okay, let's look at another example. Let's go for 9 root 7 plus 4 root 3, take away 2 root 3 plus 5 root 7. And I would be asked to collect like terms here. So, recall, we can only do things that are the same together. So this 9 root 7 with this 5 root 7. This 4 root 3 with this minus 2 root 3. Okay, so collecting my like terms, collecting my surds, 9 root 7 plus 5 root 7 is 14 root 7. And 4 root 3 take away 2 root 3 is plus 2 root 3. So we can only add together surds that are the same, and then we'd have to treat other surds separately. Okay, here I've been asked to simplify root 32 take away root 8. And there's nothing I really can do here yet because these aren't the same things, so I can't really work with them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and rewrite them in a different form. Remembering back to our property from the last video, we can write root 32 as something times something. We want one of the numbers to be a perfect square. We want one of the numbers to be either 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, so on. So if we think back of what our factors of 32, we'll find that we can have 16 and 2. There are other factors, but I've chosen 16 and 2 because 16 is a square number. Thinking about factors of 8, I can have 4 times 2. I've chosen 4 times 2, not 1 times 8, because I know that 4 is a square number. Then, what we can do is we can split them up using our property that we learned in the last video. So that's the same as root 16 times root 2. Take away root 4 times root 2. I know what root 16 is. I know that root 16 is 4. So I can write that as 4 root 2. And then take away root 4 root 2. I know that the square root of 4 is 2. I know that 2 times 2 is 4. So that is going to give me 2 root 2. Then 4 root 2 take away 2 root 2. So essentially 4 take away 2 is 2 root 2. So if your surds or if your things in this, under your square root symbol are not the same, try and split them up. Try and find two things that multiply to get your value. Try and get one of them to be a square number, and hopefully it will simplify down to get something nice and straightforward. Okay, we're just going to do one similar example to our previous example. Here we've been asked to do root 24 plus root 54. These are not the same thing, so I can't do anything with them, so I'm going to rewrite them. Thinking about root 24, what times what is 24 with one of the numbers being a square number? I've got 4 times 6. I've chose 4 times 6 because 4 is a square number. I could have chose 2 times 12, but this will be a quicker way. Always try and get a square number. And thinking about 54, I'm going to go for 9 times 6. There are other factors, but I chose this pair because 9 is a square number. Okay, I'm now going to break my square roots. root 9 times root 6. I know that the square root of 4 is 2, so I've got 2 root 6. And I'm adding on the square root of 9, which is 3 root 6. Altogether, I have 5 lots of root 6. Okay, here I'm going to finish off with this last example. This is actually an example from your notes. So, despite the fact that there's more than 2 terms, we still approach it the exact same way. Okay, so obviously we can't do anything here because they are all different. These are all different. So, let's think. There is actually nothing that I can write root 5 as that's going to change it. I'm going to keep it like that. But let's look at my other surds. 125 I can write as 25 times 5. And I am taking away 75 I can write as 25 times 3. So I'm just going to keep my root 5 there. And I'm going to split my surds. Root 25 times root 5, take away root 25 times root 3. Okay, I'm going to collect my like term. I'm just going to simplify first. So root 5, the square root of 25 is 5, so I've got 5 root 5. And then I'm taking away 5 root 3. Okay, so I just now need to collect my like terms, so I need to get all of my root 5s together and my root 3s together. So root 5 plus 5 root 5 is 6 root 5, and then I have got subtract 5 root 3. So I split my surds, I simplified them, I split them up into things that multiplied to get that. One of them was a square number. I used my property, I simplified, and I collected my like terms to finish off. Thank you.